Can you hear it?
I
Nope.
can't.
Damn. What? That sucks. All right. Well, we'll just we won't get started on the topic we're going to talk about, but what I am going to say is this is for entertainment value only. So let me kill the share part. There we go.
I've got a much
Hi.
bigger picture. Hi, everybody. Hopefully I can see live chats, but I doubt it will. Oh, crap. I hate it when my,
Well, while we're waiting for people to log in, I'm going to make a
yeah,
few announcements.
sure, go right ahead.
So, for everybody who follows me on my other live streams during the week, I am now doing a live stream every Wednesday night at 8:30, and I'm visited with the. I'll have a friend of mine that's going to co-host with me. His name's Rob. We're going to talk politics and religion, two things nobody wants to talk about. So that's every Wednesday at 8:30 now, and then of course you can catch me on Killer Carl's podcast most Tuesdays and every Saturday night at 8 o'clock. And then the rest of the week, you never know. And also Movie Monday, it's my Rumble Premium content. So if you don't have Rumble Premium, you're not going to be able to watch the movie. Sorry about your luck.
Mhm.
So, ladies, I'll turn
You
it
got,
back over to you as we do every Sunday.
oh
So
boy,
I'm just going to sit back and be an objective observer.
all right. So what we're gonna do tonight, and with Glenda's help, and we're gonna start taking a pretty deep dive into the corruption, or we're gonna start peeling back the layers of the onion, so to speak, and start um, looking at some organizations and some things that are happening here in Springfield, and kind of shed a little bit of light on our situation and how sticky it is to get out from underneath it. And I kind of title our little talk tonight is how many Springfield hands are in the Gimmie cookie jar? Because as we're beginning to realize that there's a whole crap load of money wrapped up in having migrants, illegal or otherwise, TPS or otherwise. TPS has lots more money, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of money flowing into this town, and it is not benefiting the regular citizen like myself or Glenda or James, who is struggling, but is certainly benefiting our immigrants, and is also benefiting the directors of the NGOs that are funneling this money coming in to them uh, by way of assisting migrants, illegal or otherwise, TPS or otherwise. But with that administration of those funds comes administrative costs. And believe me, those administrative costs are astronomical. The amount of money that somebody who administers an NGO is actually making. You don't
Right.
you don't run an NGO out of the goodness of your heart for the most part without you're going to get a salary, and some salaries basically pale compared to the 30 years plus that I put in teaching and now struggling with property taxes. Don't get me started on that bullshit.
I
Um,
just
Yeah.
I
you
just
don't
got
want
my
to hear.
letter yesterday. I just got my
You know
letter
what? You don't
yesterday.
want to hear my opinion on that. I think you know what. I'm going to ask a little bit of help out there, but is any other county in the state of Ohio going to be experiencing a 32% increase in property values? And the answer is no, no. And I can tell you why it's 32%. And I'm going to be getting more into the bottom of that here as time goes on. So I can see all of our chats over here. Um, hey, monkey, what the heck? Yes, some of this increase is fishy. You're absolutely correct. So, welcome everyone to the chat. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Please don't be afraid to ask a question. This is, like James said, this is for entertainment value. So it's awfully fun for me to read the chats and to see what you think. Please don't be shy. This is an opportunity for you, the viewing audience, to get some things off of your chest, because I will tell you this is democracy only works if we can have dialogue. And here in Springfield, we don't have a democracy because we are not allowed to have dialogue regarding the issues that are of concern to us, nor are we allowed to or permitted to have solutions. And collectively, as a city, we should be able to do that, and we have not had an opportunity. In other words, I would not have hesitate to call what we have here a kingdom. We have a kingdom. We do not have a democracy in the city of Springfield because the ordinary citizen does not have a voice. We are silenced. We are shamed. We are persecuted. We are doxxed, and we are threatened. And if anyone thinks that that's an easy thing to bear, it's not. When you have to bring in the FBI to protect yourself, you know that shit's getting deep here. When you have a mayor who threatens you at your 3 minutes if you speak out of turn, if you say anything that is not in order that he wants, then he's going to have you escorted out. With the threat that, with three of those, at any one particular time, it could be 4 months apart, it could be a year apart, you get a letter of trespass and you're not allowed to speak in front of the city commission to address your grievances. Do you know what that's called? That's called fascism. That's what that is. The bullshit that we have to put up with, we have it right here. We don't have a democracy here in the city of Springfield. It's a kingdom. That's all there is to it. So the one thing I will say is how interesting it is that they're getting away with it only because we've been silent. And this platform allows us to not be silent. Will I continue to stand up for you in front of the city commission and allow that face to be your face to be my face that Robbie Rue has to look at every day? Abso-fucking-lutely. I have no problem doing that. None whatsoever. And if when I stand up there and Brian Hick gets to look at my face with fear in his eyes, good. Because what we know will bury him. What we know about Rob Rue will bury him. What we know about so many organizations in this town will bury them as well. They should be afraid, very afraid. And honestly, and I'll say this again, it is not about the guppies. It's about the big bass. So with that being said, you put that in there. We don't have freedom in Springfield. That's absolutely correct. Donna, couldn't democracy is a scam? Well, we are a republic, and we should at least have the opportunity to speak because the articles give us that right. But that's been taken away from us and denied. We don't have a voice in the radio. We don't have a voice on TV, and we certainly don't have a voice in the newspaper because that's run by the Democrats, by the demon rats, and everybody else who's connected. That's another hand in the cookie jar. So in the Gimme Green cookie jar. So anyway, so Glenda, you wanna kick off what you know, and I'll just kind of sit back and we'll oh wait a minute. We will discuss.
Well, hold on.
She got her home computer working.
Turn your mic off. You got an echo going on.
Hold on.
At least
Feels like that time I took acid back in the 80s. Good Lord.
That was the 70s for me, and I'll never do that again. Did you get it fixed, Glenda? Yeah. Okay. So at least we have yummy. At least we are yummy cookies. We are. I don't know about me and yummy cookies, but anyway.
Well,
I had a post up here. We can't ever stop pushing. This will eventually come back to bite each and every single one of them someday, as long as we don't stop. You're absolutely correct, and that's what I will say to the folks that are listening, watching, and sharing is it's now time to put your foot on the gas because a federal judge has overturned a district judge is ruling that the Trump administration, Kristi Noem in particular, does have the authority to set a departure date for our immigrants at her discretion. So I will tell you this: do I think it's going to happen soon? No. We still have to go after the big fish, but in my estimation, to go early means that we're going to miss the bass, and I'm after the big fish. That's the people that need to be held to account. How that accountability ends up, it's about being moral. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And we have a lot of public officials that have decided that I'm going to do it just because I can, not necessarily because I should. And that's a morality that they have to live with. And my animosity is not towards towards migrants as much as it is the situation that got them here. I still have not heard from my two friends that I sent that got sent on their merry way back to Brazil. I'm anticipating a phone call or at least an email or a text from any one of them to let me know if they're safe and secure getting back to Sao Paulo. They are not in Brazil. They are not in Rio. They are in Sao Paulo. So I'm hopeful to hear from some of them. Anyway, so there is some things that are moving, and I appreciate what everyone is doing in terms of being our eyes and our ears in retrospect and in respect to unlawful activity. And when we talk about unlawful activity here in Springfield, it just doesn't extend to the courts and how they are processing misdemeanors, traffic accidents, and so on, and not holding everyone to the same accountability. A lot of that does have to do with jail space. If you're going to give people incarceration and you don't have a cell to put them in, that's kind of a little impossible, isn't it? So it behooves us to make sure that we're following through with sending reports to the FBI and to, more importantly, to DHS, because 2 misdemeanors convictions results in possible termination of TPS. Now, I'm not sure the clarification of whether or not just because they weren't convicted. We have plenty of folks, everybody included, that have multiple traffic citations. Not only just here in Ohio, but coming over from Florida and bringing with them their traffic records. And those aren't being utilized when a citation is given and a punishment or restitution is supposed to be awarded. That being said, there is a far deeper concern in terms of what I think is going on and what I'm seeing and what you are telling us is going on is, yes, we were very successful in shutting down 2 illegal operations here in Springfield, very large ones, because we spoke up. We made enough of a stink. We were talking to the ATF. We were sending messages to the FBI that the pressure was put on the city to finally do something. The city police department is not in the business of doing the job of the ATF. The fire marshal stepped up, helped us out with that one with occupancy, and he will continue to do so. Only if we can identify locations where criminal activity is being conducted. So that's where citizenry comes in. And we're not going to call it vigilantism because it's not. It's called being vigilant. Being vigilant refers to being the eyes and the ears and making a report. And Brian Heck, our city manager, has made it clear that if you see something, to say something. So blow his phone up. If you've got a beauty shop, or you have somebody selling food out of their house, and you know that they certainly do not have clearance, a certificate from the health department, nor do they have a certificate of occupancy, that's illegal in the city of Springfield. So you blow Brian Heck's phone up. Now, here's what I will tell you in terms of a paper trail. Call them all you want. make sure you do an email and that you save that email. And if you're going to make a phone call, that you record that phone call so that you have it on record that you notified the city of criminal activity, code violations, gambling in a storefront. Yeah, how many of these stores are you and I not allowed in? Hmm? You walk up to the door and they put their foot in the door, or they stand in front of you so you can't get in. Well, that's going to stop because I can't deny you entrance, a immigrant entrance into my establishment, and you can't deny me entrance into yours. So we need to be a little bit more proactive. Don't get yourself in trouble. But if you see something, say something. You call the city, you record your phone call, and then you follow it up with an email. And that's what you're going to need to do. So I appreciate some of the tips that we've been getting. Our interaction with the city, they know who we are, but they don't know who you are. So the more people that complain, well, not complain, have concerns, then it just follows up. It's not always coming from the same group of people. If you get to my drift, because that's real important. That is, it comes from the community. That's us. That's you and I and everyone else who's on here. That's extremely important. That it's a multitude or a multiple of complaints or concerns about a particular location. And I do understand a couple of things about code. A building cannot be entered by code for code enforcement without contacting the building owner. So that person who may be holding something illegal can't go in and check it until we have permission from the owner or code has permission from the owner. So there are some things that, civilly you can't do, but we can certainly make a lot of noise. And that's what I want you to do. Make noise. Make it uncomfortable for these folks so that they know that we are watching. And that's an important thing to remember as well, is for the longest time we were afraid to say anything because that great big billboard up there, it came in on 41, was about harassment. And I forget now what all it said, but targeting. We're not targeting. I mean, I want you to be vocal about anything you see that's illegal. Yeah, I know. I don't care who it is. Green, pink, yellow, blue, I don't care. But we need to clean this town up. And the way that we do it is we start making the phone calls down to City Hall. Make it uncomfortable for them and follow it up with an email so that you have a paper trail. So we brought this to your attention on such and such a date. Brought it to your attention again, nothing happened. Brought it to your attention again, followed up with an email. What the hell's going on? And then we kick it upstairs. So there we go. Anyway, so the one thing that I am going to refer to is I don't think there's very many organizations right now over the last 4 years here in Springfield that don't have their hand in the immigrant cookie jar in some way, shape, or form because there's too much damn money associated with TPS. And that goes all the way from the first one that got on my radar is the Nehemiah Foundation. And I'm not saying they don't do great work. They do. However, they handled the finances for Carl Ruby with Welcome Springfield back in 2014. And I still don't know where all that money went that Carl Ruby was collecting from donors for Welcome Springfield. Because believe me, he was collecting a bunch of money. So don't know where that's all gone. We've got people trying to find the financials on that, and it's almost impossible to peel that onion back. So we have a lot of philanthropic organizations here that have got themselves entangled with this miasma of
So
giving.
let me mention
Sure.
what I found.
Sure. Go ahead. I'm talking too much anyway.
That's okay. So the Community Health Foundation. So from what I understand, Community Hospital and Mercy Hospital combined together to create the Community Hospital Foundation. So Mercy Hospital, which is now Springfield Regional Medical Center, um, is a nonprofit. So the Springfield Foundation administers their funds. So the Springfield Foundation is like the umbrella
Mm-hmm.
to all these other nonprofits in the area. The Community Health Foundation, Nehemiah. I mean, there's countless. I mean, there's so many I can't even begin to to list them all. But the Springfield Foundation is the head of the snake.
Mm-hmm.
So
I really thought that they were going to pull out of this and look good, but the presentation in December, they were the last folks to jump on, and the guy who was up doing a presentation from the Springfield Foundation was extremely nervous about speaking in front of the city commission because he knew what he was saying was not right. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, and he didn't want to, but he had to. I thought that that would kind of be the last bastion of virtue, but when it comes to money, St. Vincent de Paul is a perfect perfect example of getting
right,
getting a whole lot of money to like I said, the money's flowing in, and some of it's going. It is assisting the immigrants, but you know what? You have administrative fees. And the more people you're assisting, the higher the administrative fees. Everybody has an administrative fee. I mean, you don't think these people aren't making money. They are. It may not appear that
right.
way, but they most certainly are.
Glenda, you want me to give you host status if you got something you want to show?
Sure. I haven't found what I wanted yet, but go ahead. If you what do I click presentation?
Hang on, I'm about to take care of it.
Okay. Yeah, I have not found what I wanted to find yet, but let's see here.
Yeah, so now you have control of the screen.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay.
Yeah, hey,
Here's what.
Beverly, they did not have anything party this past weekend, although there was a soiree tonight up at Central Christian, kind of a get together to put their heads together for how they're going to help how they're going to help the immigrants when shit hits the fan.
I was going to tell you guys, I have a mole in place into this little organization thing, so I should get information shortly.
Okay.
What we don't know.
Oh, good. We always like information now, don't we? For entertainment purposes only, of course.
Entertainment purposes, absolutely.
Only entertainment. I don't know about you, but you know what? It's extremely frustrating at times, and sometimes I do lose a little sleep over it. Preparing, what I find is upsetting. What I find is turns your stomach, knowing that we have heritage citizens that are not being afforded the same latitude that somebody from another country is. The United Way is a perfect example. The United Way steps up and does a special fundraiser for the Haitian community. Well, where's your fundraiser for the homeless? There wasn't one. Where's your fundraising for the several Ukrainian families that we have here? There wasn't. So,
do you know, Diana, if Barron has gotten any progress with the council on what to do with the homeless when it gets cold out?
What we heard from Tuesday night, and Barron got a little upset and had to leave because the answer he was getting her again. Oh, we'll get together. We're in September, and the impression I got was that they have been meeting and having discussions. Well, you know what? If you're having a discussion, I think you should have Barron at every single fucking one of those, because he's the guy that's out there on the street doing the hard work, meeting the homeless right where they are, on the street corner, on the park bench, and in front behind the library. And he's not included in these discussions? Seriously? Well, that speaks volumes now, doesn't it? The one person who at least has their pulse on the homeless situation, where they are, what they're doing, what their needs are, and he's not included in that conversation. Oh, well, um, we'll get back with you, and we'll bring you to the table. He should have been at the table a long time ago. So, all right.
So can you see the screen now?
Yep.
Okay. So this is the Community Health Foundation, and this is the staff. Joy Rogers, she is the executive director, and she makes bank. She makes a lot of money as the executive director. Now, these are, let's see, Board of Trustees. That's the staff.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the Board of Trustees. Leanne Castillo, we know her. Logan Cobbs, we know her. I don't know if you guys know any of these other people or not, but Yamini Tigala, she's the CEO of the Rocking Horse Center.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these people are the ones making decisions for you and I.
Mm-hmm.
And they are making those decisions based on their friendships, their social contacts, and their financial incentive to keep these connections fresh between all of the organizations, I guess I'll call it. So that's just one. Let's see if I can find financials. So Miss Joy Rogers in 2023, for being the CEO. Let's see here. I wish my computer was quicker, but
Hey, in a second, I've got to do a Rumble Premium ad.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
It's a requirement
go
of
ahead.
my partnership with them. All right.
Yeah, do
Let
it.
me see if it'll
Yep.
let me do it here.
Okay.
All righty. Okay. So Rumble is building a real alternate big tech that puts creators first and actually protects free speech. And anybody who has seen our live streams and tried to watch the recording of it on YouTube knows exactly what I'm talking about. So now that Rumble Premium is easy in a way to upgrade your experience, but the Premium you can get ad-free viewing just like YouTube Premium. If anybody's got that, you don't have to watch the ads no more. They're non-existent unless you're seeing me do this. Then that's different. But viewing across the platform, no pre-rolls, no interruptions, just the content that you come to watch and enjoy. Plus, premium members unlock exclusive content like my Movie Mondays is exclusive content. Bonus videos, behind the scene drops, more from favorite creators. Right now, Rumble is offering a $10 off on the annual subscription. Just go to rumble.com/premium and use the promo code STUDIO at the checkout. So that's rumble.com/premium, promo code STUDIO. No more ads, free of content. Actually, Rumble cares, and it is the best deal out there. So with that being said, I've done my obligation to Rumble. All right, ladies, go ahead.
So I'm trying to find yeah, no, I'm trying to find the compensation um, for these CEOs, but I did find that each of these large nonprofits pay for insurance for their I guess executive board members or board members, and the insurance is not life insurance. It is for insurance against being sued.
Mm,
like malpractice
like
insurance.
malpractice. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So, let's see. I can't see what everyone is seeing. Am I still sharing or not?
Nope, we
No,
can't see. No, not right now. So
Okay.
while you go ahead and do that, so basically what we have here in Springfield with Springfield Regional Mercy nonprofit, while it's nonprofit, meaning anybody can walk in and get the services, which is why,
Right.
which is why, and I've said this before, that Springfield was the perfect target for bringing in 125 to 175,000 immigrants to pass through here in the past 5 years, because everything is going to be government funded or NGO'd, so that it's all taken care of, from the rocking horse to um, Springfield Regional to have your baby, to the doulas being hired to provide maternity support. So, and don't get me wrong, I love the concept of a doula. I think that's the absolutely perfect uh, way to address maternity care. But the fact of the matter is that the maternity care is necessary because we have so many moms that don't speak the language, so they need a doula that can translate for them, and that's what the doula does.
Well,
In turn,
they
and
also
support.
they also have we have a high incidence of pregnant mothers or pregnant women with HIV.
Mhm.
So they are being given cesarean sections at the taxpayer's expense,
Mhm.
um, so they don't pass along the HIV to the baby.
Correct.
So, I mean, certainly I don't want a baby to be born with
Oh,
HIV.
hell no.
However, um, they know these women know they have HIV and they get pregnant anyway.
Mhm. Well, it's taking advantage of the system, and that just draws itself back to what I initially said, that Springfield was targeted. So why not Urbana? Why not London? Why not South Vienna? Because we're at the crossroads, and we have a very large hospital that is that is a nonprofit. So, hey, pick Springfield, because the health care is going to be given to you free, even if you have a Medicare card or Medicaid or whatever that the immigrants are given. Um, it's the tip of the spear in the eye of the storm. The number of people and the number of services that are being distributed to people who are not heritage citizens, while it is available to us, not all of us are able to get it, because we don't tick off the right boxes, so to speak. And that goes right back to the United Way. All that money was distributed to help immigrants, not us, not the veterans, not the homeless, not somebody who has only two nickels to rub together. You're on your own. But in terms of, if you tick off the right box, well, we're going to give you all the help we possibly can. And what I'm really sick and tired of, and that's bothering me a whole lot more, is don't walk up to me with your phone anymore. If you've been here 4 years, 3 years, you know the language. Put your goddamn phone down and talk to me. And if you can't do that, then you're lazy, and take your business elsewhere, because I'm not dealing with you anymore. Anyway, so Bud, did you get your screen up yet or not?
Yeah, I did. This one is the rocking horse. Bear with me here. So The Rocking Horse claimed 25,602,188 in expenses, and claimed revenue of 25,974 and $817. So they're claiming their net income at $372,629.
Mm.
So Dr. Tigala, her compensation is $365,000, give or take a few thousand. And her other, which I'm assuming is health care benefits, her package brings her almost up to $400,000 per year. And then we've got Kent Youngman, who's the chief executive officer. He's he's right at $300,000 a year. And Dr. Carol Barledge, physician, she's at about $250,000 a year. We've got Shonda Wallace. Who else do I know in here? Candace Copeland. Would that happen to be Warren Copeland's wife or
No,
daughter?
daughter probably.
No.
But
Oh, okay.
you do notice who's up there as board president, right? Wes Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Mr. Tongue Bath himself.
Mm-hmm. So,
and this is the issue. So he makes zero.
Right. Well, yeah. So these people who sit on the
but
board,
boy, does he have some connections.
Yeah.
And like I said, they all play in the hot tub together.
So not
only that, just.
So what I would like to know, Glenda, is this. So, and here's why I want to know. The rocking horse concept is a well thought out concept and was initially formulated to serve the underserved in Springfield. And that was the founding mission of Rocking Horse. However, with the influx of so many folks who do not have or come from a country that does not have any health care at all, has placed an undue burden on, and that is why we got the money from Governor DeWine, to meet the needs of an increased population who had no exposure to healthcare whatsoever from their incoming country. So that's where the disconnect for a lot of people is, and I would hesitate to shame or demean the Rocking Horse, because the original mission of the Rocking Horse was to provide health care to the underserved. At the present time, though, with the burden of so many folks from another country, that mission has been superseded to serve the migrants and our heritage citizens for whom the Rocking Horse was created are no longer able to access the health care that they were accustomed to receiving prior to 2020. And that's a fact I think we have to remember what the original mission of the Rocking Horse was, and still is and could be. But at this point, it is being buried, and I use those terms with no disregard whatsoever or no remorse, is being buried under a mountain of health needs from people who should not be here and are here only at the request of certain people in this community who thought it was a good idea to replace the citizens of Springfield with migrants from a third world country. Remember that. And that is the whole genesis of this whole debacle, is burying the services that were intended for the citizens of this city and are now being co-opted by people who shouldn't be here, and are here at the request of city commissioners, city mayor, city manager Carl Ruby in 2014, and of course the associated people who are trying to drum up business like the Chamber of Commerce, Springfield Foundation, Springfield Partnership, and a whole host of others that thought this was a grand idea. And here we are. And these folks that are sitting on the board, because their jobs have increased and the money has come in, are making what, six figures? Good Lord.
Almost, well, $400,000 would be almost half a million. You've also got $250,000 compensation packages. And we're talking, what Springfield, Ohio has an average income of what, 40 to 50,000.
I think they said
And
55,000,
okay,
which
and
I think that's wrong. That's too high.
That's too high. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I know my combined income with my husband is half of that.
Yeah,
So
mine's less than 25. So
yeah. Well, the bottom line is these people have discovered that the nonprofit pipeline is where the money's at. And they really don't have to account for what they actually do. I mean, they can put it out in figures on a spreadsheet, but it doesn't, they're not breaking it down into who they're actually serving, what services they're providing, how many people come in with a cold versus how many chronic illnesses they serve. So, I mean, I've spoken to people that used to go to Rocking Horse before the Haitian influx, and they said they just cannot get an appointment. They can't get in to see a doctor there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And you would think at this point in time that if your original numbers of 15,000 back in 2023-20, that all of them would now be seen. They would all have their driver's licenses and so on, which leads me right back to my original argument that Springfield is a way station, a processing center
exactly.
for every illegal migrant or legal on TPS. Let's not forget that right now is legal. So I'm not going to go spouting up and standing up on my soapbox and saying, pounding the table, going, they're illegal. No, they're not. They're on TPS. But it's going to be canceled soon. So that makes them that this is a processing center. Then they come in, they stay a while, they use up, they suck up our resources, and then they move on. And they've been taken care of. And that's where the travesty is. And I do believe that there is a task force at the White House that is actively looking at these NGOs and how this is all going down. And that brings me right back to my original point about it's not about the guppies, it's about the big fish. It's these NGOs that are making money hand over fist. It's time to look at their financials. It's time to look at the salaries of the people who are running these NGOs. And it's time to put a stop to the pipeline of money that is being shunted to these NGOs in order to serve people that are not of this country. And that's a bottom line. Go back to Brazil. Come back when you're ready. Get your paperwork done. Give me a call, and we'll sponsor you. That's the way it should be. It's like our Ukrainian refugees that are here, of whom I know several families came to Springfield under sponsorship. And the folks that brought them in, the churches that brought them in, were responsible for finding them a house, paying for their first month's rent as they get on their feet, helped them with food and clothing, got them all situated, They're now protective members of our society, but they were sponsored, and that's how you do it. You
They
want
had
to come in,
assistance assimilating.
and bless her heart, mom hasn't learned English very well. She understands English quite well, and her daughter is delightful, and I love her to death. So there is that. So explain to you put something out up on. Oh, there we go. That's the one I wanted you to put up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Able, ABLE, is well, you can see it up there, a nonprofit law firm that has partnered with the Clark County Combined Health District on specific initiatives. Now, it says they were funded by the Clark County. It says it does not appear to be broadly funded by the health district. However, it is. Now, I'm getting this from AI. They Able got, where is it? Let's see here. Oh, I wish this computer was faster.
While you're doing that, I'm going to respond to Rob. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You misspelled these, but that's okay. I love you anyway. There are zero refugees. The Ukrainians are most certainly refugees. That's how they got in here. And
But aren't these Diana? Aren't these NGOs trying to get all these TPS changed over to refugee status before February hits?
They can't. They're trying, but they all have to.
Well, they're pushing these applications to do it. That's what I'm saying.
The judges have to hear them, and there's not enough judges to hear them all. So it's a moot point. Like I said earlier.
Well, if they spread them out, but Diana, if they spread them out amongst other cities and other parts of the country, then the judges are also spread out.
Correct.
So they have a large or easier opportunity to get it in the time frame that is coming up in February. I'm not saying they'll all do it, but that is what they're trying to do.
That is what they're trying to do.
And it's wrong. It's very wrong.
So you have to your refugee status is predicated on the conditions in the country from which you come. So Christy Nome has made it very clear that it's safe to go back to Haiti. So your application as a refugee is a moot point, because if the country from which you have come is declared safe, then you can't claim refugee status. And so, as I've said earlier, I fully expect, since the federal judge has shot down the district judge in New York and has indicated that Trump can, at any point in time, cancel their TPS, I think he's just waiting.
Someone told me today it's safe to go back to Haiti. The Clintons aren't involved in anything there now.
That's it right there. As long as they're not involved, it's safe. So
they do have a UN military private security company there now doing their policing. So that's probably why they're saying it's safe.
Well,
I was being facetious.
I know you were.
Right.
Well, but we understood why you were being facetious, because.
But you ain't 100% wrong either.
Yeah, no, because the Clintons didn't do a darn thing for any citizen of Haiti. They just back pocketed the money. Once they gave it with their right hand, they took it back with their left and stuck it in their back pocket.
They got two new private jets out of that deal.
Yeah, they did.
And stole a bunch of babies.
Mm-hmm. So
Rob, I'm not messing with you, Rob. I love you, man. I know who you are, so it's cool. It's all good.
So I want you to take a look down here.
Sure.
The Clark County Combined Health District and the Community Health Foundation in 2021, the Community Health Foundation awarded a $75,000 grant to the CCCHD to fund a full-time health equity coordinator. The CCCHD also received, I can't see behind my camera, also received grants for a reproductive health and wellness clinic, $15,000, and Faith Community Health Ministry. I wonder how much Carl Ruby got out of that.
Probably a lot.
And then we've got
The CCCHD.
Able.
Go ahead.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. So the
So
CCCHD has a little bit too much power, in my estimation. So
Oh yeah, no
there is
doubt.
there is a little meeting. So those of you who want to go, I will be in attendance on the 18th, and I will have some specific questions for Mr. Chris Cook regarding his operation and his affinity for people not of this city. We're talking health equity. He wants to throw out, if you go to the CCCHD website and you go all the way to the banner at the very end. In fact, I'll try and find it real quick when you start talking again. You want to talk about bias? The CCCHD is so biased, it's ridiculous. Every action is predicated and dedicated to making the Haitians and the Hispanics as comfortable as possible while ignoring the needs of the heritage citizens. And I know that you had a struggle there, Baron, explaining what a heritage citizen is and was. I'm a heritage citizen. Baron's a heritage citizen, not because we're white, but because we've been here long enough to have an affinity for this city, for this county, and for this state, and for this country. We have a heritage. So that's what we mean when we talk about heritage citizens. So the CCCHD was responsible. So if you go all the way to the end where it talks about health equity, go take a look at that page and see if that doesn't say DEI, systemic racism, all that bullshit all over it. And also their little slide presentations on the Haitians, but no other nationality speaks volumes of their bias. Right. So that's something I'm going to be bringing in.
There's some questions in the chat room.
Okay. What was the question?
You want me to scroll it back for you? Hang on.
Well, so Robin had one with the ruling that came. Does that mean Haitians get benefits removed and are to leave and be deported? No. Robin, there hasn't been a date set. Until there is a date set, and that date as it stands right now is February the 6th. Now, the federal judge shot down the district judge of New York's ruling that Kristi Noem did not have the jurisdiction to change that TPS. Now, what I'm seeing and hearing is that she does. Now, will it be October 1st? Will it be November 1st? Or will they go ahead and extend it out to February the 6th? With the expulsion or the ending of TPS, everything that goes with TPS ends as well. And in other words, the spigot for money gets turned off. And when that gets turned off, that's when shit hits the fan. So there's that. But I think the broader question is, how do we make sure, what do we do as citizens to make sure that the corruption that we're seeing, well, not only from our city government, but what's happening with people from another country who are used to having everything their way and are skirting the law, holding them accountable. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Glenda.
So if you take a look at this Community Health Foundation website, it's interesting. Rocking Horse Community Health Center, $17,000 for community health worker program support for Haitian patients. So that is just for Haitians. Now we've also got St. Vincent de Paul, $13,000 for a legal consultant and navigation services with ABLE. So ABLE is getting funded by St. Vincent de Paul. So this Community Health Foundation is getting grants from the federal government, from our taxes, And this is how they are doling out those funds.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got, and this blows my mind. We've got Jefferson Street Oasis, $6,000 for garden expansion. OSU Extension Master Gardeners, $5,000 for Snyder Park walking path expansion. Now, I have a little bit of a problem with the OSU Extension Master Gardeners Award. The people that belong to that Master Gardeners, these are the elites of Springfield. These are people that have absolutely no problem pulling out $500-$600 for their grocery bill on a weekly basis. And I don't know why the Master Gardeners needs $5,000 of our taxes to create a walking path. I cannot believe that they are incapable of reaching out to a local building supply company to get get whatever they need.
Hey, I got a question. I have a question.
Yeah.
So is Heck involved in who gets the contract to do that expansion?
Well, let's just put it this way. When Snyder Park Golf Course was being defunded or deleted or whatever you want to call it, it was the city commission that voted to cease operations at the golf course for the Master Gardeners. Now, from what I understand, it's a 98-acre parcel, Snyder Park is, and at least, or maybe it's just the golf course that was 98 acres. I could be wrong about that because it's been many, many years since I even researched that. But from what I understand, that prime real estate was given to the OSU extension for, I think, $1 for 50 years.
Mm-hmm. It's a long lease, yeah.
It's a very long lease. So, but the point is that here we go again. Oral health grants, $50,000 for a Checkers dental clinic operating support. From what I understand, that dental clinic, from the minute it was funded, had no appointments available for the average Springfielder.
They were all filled up by non-residents.
Well, yeah, and it took them forever to get that dental clinic open. If it's even open now, it probably is. But this was, well, this says June 24th, 2025.
I would look at St. Vincent de Paul's schedule.
Yeah.
To see if you can find it there.
Yeah.
They seem to be pretty busy down there with the health bus and.
Oh yeah. And then, why Champaign County? Well, I see it's Second Harvest Food Bank of Clark, Champaign, and Logan. $10,000 for Clark and Champaign County operations. I mean, these nonprofits, they've got a lot of money, a lot of our money to give away, and they give that money away to their hot tub buddies who run these other nonprofits.
Is that what it is? Hot tub? I enjoy a good hot tub, man. Come on.
Well, it's okay. Well, then it's a circle jerk. I mean, whatever you want to call it.
A good reach around.
Yeah.
I'm out.
They're all.
Remember, we're entertaining everyone, so there you are. There's your entertainment.
For entertainment purposes only.
So I mean,
and they make using those things when they're in town. They make it sound like, oh, we have. I'm just going to make numbers up. We have 100 hours of the health truck. We did that. How much of that was available to
The homeless.
heritage citizens?
Right, or the homeless. Right.
Or how much, I couldn't even get anybody to bring, shower houses to the warming center. I couldn't get people who had showers facilities here in town to let us use the showers. Couldn't do it. The Salvation Army, the YMCA. The gloves are off now. I'm gonna start naming these people. And I talked to several people. One church let us come, and that was there where we do the Emmaus walk, corner of High and Spring, or is it Spring or is that Limestone? I think it's Limestone actually.
Where the college is.
No. This is right across the street from St. Rayfield's.
Okay, their parking lot. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
high.
no,
That's
they
high.
let us use. They had the showers open one day a week, and they had a washing machine that they allowed some, and they continue to do that today. Uh, and they were the only ones. I called several businesses, several gyms in town that are located close, and they didn't want the icky people there. Go figure.
Well, I mean, the nonprofits. I haven't researched this, but I don't know how many nonprofits there are in this city. But I have a
With regard to
feeling,
the homeless,
with regard to any nonprofit
oh
at all.
my, yeah,
I mean, it's just
this is a
we're awash.
pretty big trough. Lots of big hogs at the head of the trough in Clark County.
Right.
So just so everyone has a feeling for where I'm coming from in reference to the CCCHD, I'd like you all to remember back to January or July of 2024, when the director of CCCHD, Chris Cook, gave his little slide presentation regarding facts about immigration, and basically told us that we were all racist. And then right after that, the city released its own on their website facts regarding immigration, and of course parroted the words of Chris Cook that the problems that we're having had to do with, of course, sudden influx and cultural differences and blah blah blah, but that we were the citizenry. That's you, me, and everybody else who got up there 3 minutes in the microphone and had something to say about how uncomfortable or how the disparities, that we were racist and we were intolerant. So that's a topic for good old Chris Cook, because I believe that he's the ringleader of that particular stemming, and of course roped old Brian into it, and then roped good old fashioned Crystal Brown into it, in of course the NAACP and that whole freaking mess, which gives me a headache just to think about it. So if you want, I think I know how to do this. Um,
You want me to stop sharing?
um,
Baron,
yeah.
Yeah.
Ronan in the chat is offering the shower and washing machine services for the homeless for you.
But I can't see
Wow,
the chat. Who
Oh.
is?
that's
Ronan.
awesome.
Ronan Clips. That's their username in the chat room. They said all they got to do is knock on the door and they'll let them in to use it.
Okay, so go
I have
ahead.
no-
I'll get the
No,
information for you.
Glenda, go up to health equity and literacy. Go back over to health equity. Go back over to health
Okay.
equity. Okay, go ahead and pull that up for screen share.
Okay. It's coming. It's taking a minute, but
Okay, now,
can you see it?
yeah, you betcha. So this
Okay.
is what gets my absolute. I'm not sure if this is actually taken from a a requirement that at the time of course, Biden's administration, where everything was about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, blah, blah, fucking blah. There it is, right up there. Statement of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Did that need to be a statement of the CCCHD? Well, I'll let all of you just go ahead and look at it and go, as the problem of racial and ethnic disparities in health outcomes persists. Well, how about it has nothing to do with race and ethnicity, but it has to do with poverty, which crosses all of that. But you had to say race, didn't you? So, and then you go back down here at the bottom, the work of diversity, equity, and inclusion, blah, blah, fucking blah, is the objective, is the work of public health. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Public health should be the work.
That's not your fucking job at all. So why did you have to put it in there? Was it because the federal government at the time, under Joe Biden's administration, made you do it? Which I believe is probably part of the problem. But you know what? You need to take that out of there. Because it's bullshit.
If it was, they should have resisted it.
Exactly.
And let the taxpayer know.
Mm-hmm. So diverse communities, sure. But you know what? Everything comes right back down to it. And I taught, you know what? And I'll let everybody know. My first 12 years in Springfield, I taught at Emerson Elementary at the corner of York and Selma. One of the worst goddamn neighborhoods in the city. Best 12 years of my life. And the only defining factor of everyone, every student, every parent, was not whether they were black or white or yellow, green or purple, was the fact that they were all poor. That was the overriding factor. Not whether they were black or white, but that they were all poor. So I'm tired of listening to that bullshit. Absolutely fucking tired of it.
Tell us how you really feel.
So if you go over to health equity, go on down to what they do with the Haitians. Okay, so we're going to talk about Haitian culture in our community. So, ladies and gentlemen, Clark County residents, we're going to talk about nothing but the Haitians. Do we have folks from Guatemala? Do we have folks from Venezuela?
Oh, and look at this.
Why do we have nothing?
Click here
Why is it always about the Haitians, huh? Why? Why don't you have up here, how about Guatemalan beliefs about death? How about food and culture of Venezuela? How about food and culture of Ukraine? No, that's bias right there. That is a clear, objective bias. Hey,
absolutely.
You know what? Anybody listening that's a troll, you go ahead and tell Chris Cook, I'm going to see him on the 18th.
I'll be there.
I want to know why you didn't take that help up to help people who absolutely needed it, which was the homeless. Never once.
Because it didn't fit their narrative.
Well, you're absolutely right. There it is. You just saw it, ladies and gentlemen. How about that?
Yeah.
There you go.
I have a question in chat room.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to relax.
Why didn't the health department help with the showers and laundry for the homeless?
That's a good question for Chris Cook. Hey, Chris, you want to read the chat?
Oh, they are.
Well, I know they are. So you know I'm coming. You better have a couple of police officers there.
No, we're not going to do anything outside of the law.
No, we're not. But you know what? Here's the deal. No.
But we are going to make our point.
Absolutely. Where was the bus for the homeless? How dare you? How dare you? And of course, his last statement in July of 2024, which I will remember to the day I die, is I don't want my children to grow up in a community that's not welcoming. You know what? Kiss my donkey.
Well, there it is. Many people may practice Christianity or Catholicism, but aspects of the voodoo culture are present in their practices.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is whether they practice Catholicism, whether they practice Christianity, no matter what religion they practice, they infuse voodoo into it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, you're just spreading misinformation because now they're going to say the cats are being eaten again.
No.
They are in Haiti every day.
That's why I mentioned the cats. I was kidding. I was being sarcastic.
And here they're
Well,
used for
you know,
sacrifice.
I'm
We're
I'm I'm abs- I'm absolutely amazed that the health department actually put that in their PDF.
All joking aside, if we could actually show viable proof of the cat thing, we could get national attention again overnight.
we did show viable proof.
Well, but the mainstream news only played the interview with Rue and Heck, and it said there's nothing to this. So
Well, we have evidence that says otherwise, and it was reported on not mainstream news. You're not going to be able to get any of that uh, stuff. It was just like the illegal liquor clubs
right,
that they just they're in the process of shutting
but
down.
but
How come you
Baron,
haven't seen that anywhere on NBC, the big one?
if I had that info, I literally can get it to a national news outlet with a friend of mine, and it might do something serious.
I talked to a lot of reporters, guys.
I know you
I
did, but
I
they
had
don't
them in
want,
my
but they don't want to hear what you have to say because it don't fit the narrative of the left.
no,
Because
a lot of them did, want to hear, and that's what took it to the forefront. I just put a call out today, matter of fact, to some outlets and said, "Hey, man, you guys are all here for the cat story. Look what's going on right now. I mean, in a lot of ways, we're worse off than we ever were.
but
You know,
how
with
come? I got a
with
question though
this
because
stuff.
I never seen anybody uh, give
I'll be right back.
anybody any justice on the proof of the cat thing on any national news outlet. Now, did I miss something? Because that would have been major news if that would have actually been put out there. But all it was put out there in national news on regular news, not internet news, but was that there was nothing to that. That it's a bunch of people making false reports from some Facebook uh,
Well,
clipping.
Mark Sanders brought it to the attention.
I remember that, but
So, and
no,
he
but
has
the
it.
internet. But did any national news actually take serious to
He's
it?
got the documentation of when he brought it to their attention, and both Rue and Brian at the time said we are aware of that. So they were aware.
Right? Then they lied.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. They lied on
They
international
did lie.
news or
They
national
did
news.
lie.
That's why I'm saying I can, and so I have contacts to conservative national news outlets, and it's the conservative news outlets that will put this information out there and take seriousness with it instead of just denying it. That
Mhm.
might get some spotlight back on this town
Well,
in an overnight quick hurry.
so what I'm going to echo what Barron said. While the numbers, and I truly believe this, that the numbers have gone down some because some of these houses that were occupied by multiple immigrants, Haitian as well as Hispanic, um, are now empty. So I'm not seeing as much activity down South Limestone. I'm not seeing as much activity because I travel different routes just to check things out at the laundromats. They're not chock full because I've got what used to be Circus down near me. So I would have to say that we're seeing a downturn. And I did talk to the person at Job and Family Services, and their numbers are down dramatically. So, but however, we are not in a good position, as Glenda and Barron well know, because now what we're seeing is the criminality that is associated with folks, characters, bad actors that are coming up here from Miami and Fort Lauderdale and moving over from Columbus and Cincinnati to take advantage of the opportunities that a willing immigrant population presents for opening businesses behind storefronts, in back rooms, and that's where citizen vigilance comes in. And I will go back to my original statement at the beginning of the show, of the program, was that Brian has said, call me. If you see something, say something. Well, if you see something going on, give them a call and follow it up with an email so you have a paper trail. Because if you think at this point that everything is fine and dandy and there's no criminality going on with our migrant community, you are sorely mistaken. Because this is the culture. You're going to make as much money as you can, as quick as you can, doing things under the radar. Gambling, prostitution, illegal liquor sales, raves, you name it, they're involved. Any self-suspect, do we do it? Yes. Do we get reported? Yes. Do we get shut down? Yes. But we know better. We know what the liquor laws are. And if you want to make a ton of money, or you want a reputable business and you want to be reputable, these people don't care. They don't care. They'll do anything they want because they think they can, and that's a problem. And it goes right back to 5844, making this a welcoming city, along with we are in the same boat as Chicago, New York, Denver, Boston.
Miami.
Yep, we are a welcoming city. And we are sorely unprepared for the level of criminality. We saw it. We have seen it last weekend with shutting down the 2 raves or the 2 bars. They're willing to do anything. What's going on behind all those dark windows? We don't know. They don't want to let us in. Any self-respecting American businesses, are our windows blacked out, covered with posters so you can't see in? No. Makes you wonder what's going on, doesn't it?
So, so just to come back to the health department website momentarily, I mean, I have to mention the fact that the health department put online in a PDF zombification. Some Haitians believe that zombies are persons whose spirits have been captured and brought back from the dead. Zombification is seen as a punishment because of some injustice the person had inflicted on another person during their first life. Zombification is performed by a voodoo priest who causes the person's death and then raises them from the dead, transitioning them to an individual who is like a slave, controlled by another without the freedom to make their own decisions. This has caught the attention of some researchers in the past. And then go to cemeteries. A cemetery is for the purpose of burying the dead. It would be unfamiliar to walk through a cemetery for any other reason. In the USA, houses or buildings that are built close to a cemetery can be puzzling as to why that location was chosen for such a building. The master of the cemetery is the first person to be buried in the cemetery. In voodoo tradition, the Haitian priest must ask permission of the master of the cemetery in order to raise dead. Now, Baron, remember our Revolutionary War dead buried downtown? I mean, are they going to ask permission from those, ancient soldiers if they can be buried in that cemetery? Or no, in order to raise the dead, not to be buried in that cemetery, but to raise the dead in that cemetery. So from what I've heard from Dominicans, and I've actually seen a couple of videos where Haitians will go into a cemetery and perform voodoo rituals in the cemetery. So I don't know that that's happened here yet, but I don't think that it wouldn't happen at all, to be honest, that everything else has happened here. So I just thought that was pretty interesting that the health department put all of this out there for the public to read, because it's not a very good look for
No,
Haitians.
nope, it's not. And it's
I
not a
mean,
big,
I don't care what their culture is. They're
well,
here.
right,
See, and this is the problem.
right.
Haitians do not want to live in Haiti. They do not like Haiti because of whatever reason. They're poor.
It's a shithole.
Right.
That's why they don't want to live there.
But who made it that way?
They did.
They did.
Right. And so when they come here, they want to bring Haiti here. They do not want to assimilate,
No,
become Americans
no,
and adopt American traditions and culture.
nope.
They want to bring their culture here and live separately in a completely different I guess, I mean, culture is probably the best word for it. They do not want to be part of our culture. They want us to be part of their culture. So,
Well, they're not here to.
but
They're,
anyway,
so your basic premise is correct. And I, excuse me, the Haitian Bridge Alliance pretty much said it that way. Is they're not here to assimilate; they're here to dominate, and that's exactly what they're
right,
doing here in town. Is they're not here to assimilate. Obviously, with those raves, which only guess what? Can an American go to one of those raves? No, no, they kicked them out. They said no, it's Haitians only. Well, wait, excuse me.
What if I went in blackface?
Yeah, that would be pretty funny, but I don't think they'd let you in.
No,
so
no, they wouldn't.
at the very end of this PDF, it says, and I'm reading. It says, we compiled these notes by looking through written sources and amending and altering them through review of our public health co-workers here at the Clark County Combined Health District. That means they conferred with their Haitian employees about this. So this is written directly by Haitians. This is not written by Americans. This is what, and they are being perfectly honest about this. So,
Well,
and
it just begs a question: why focus on one particular group?
right,
Because 5844, make them comfortable. Let us know what they're doing to validate what it is they're doing, and that which goes counter to our culture. No, well, I don't really give a rat's behind. You can kiss my donkey. You want to practice voodoo? Go to Haiti and practice it. Go back.
Ronan, they don't hide anything here. They don't feel like they have to.
right,
They feel like we're not going to do nothing.
right. And this is pretty interesting. Siazis man is the most frequently occurring syndrome specific to Haitian culture, literally meaning seized upness. It is a state of paralysis brought on by strong feelings of anger or sadness. The most frequent causes include receiving bad news, witnessing a traumatic event, or seeing dead bodies. Symptoms can include headaches, increased blood pressure, loss of vision, disorientation, constant weeping, refusal to eat or sleep, unresponsiveness, shortness of breath. Because Haitians believe that seismin can cause miscarriages, deformations, and contaminated breast milk, it is common for family to make every effort to protect pregnant and postpartum women from bad or shocking news. This is the IQ of this culture. They have all the information in the world. They're on their phones 99% of their waking moment. And
do you know what the average IQ is for Haitian?
67.
Yeah, 64 to 67. Yeah.
So, this is what I mean. This is why no one has been successful in governing Haiti.
Correct.
Because the people Even though they have access to the internet, they have access to all the information that we have access to, they intend to remain in the Haitian culture,
Correct. Correct. Correct.
immersed in it.
Correct. Yep. They have no
And
idea.
this is the problem that we've run into in Springfield. With so many Haitians, there's so many Haitians here, they are not required to assimilate.
Right.
If there was 2,000 instead of 20,000, they would have no other choice but to assimilate.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Because
Correct.
there's so many of them, they are counting on that number of Haitians,
Strength of numbers.
right?
To
Strength in numbers.
to overwhelm our culture. Correct. Absolutely
Exactly.
correct. Yep.
Exactly.
And that is
This-
why the
we
message,
have to start protesting, guys.
the message has to get out that things are not good in Springfield. Yeah, the numbers are down, but it's worse. It's far worse than it was back in 2023.
No doubt.
And
No
because
doubt.
we did not have the level of criminality that being comfortable has now afforded them. That they feel
Right.
comfortable enough to thumb their nose at code enforcement, to thumb their nose at occupancy requirements, to thumb their nose at health inspections, to do whatever they damn well please, to thumb
Right.
their nose at getting a contractor of record to build a building, South Yellow Spring Street, which I
Right.
am happily watching them dismantle board by board. And you and I both know that that was never going to be a Haitian bakery, that was definitely going to be an entertainment venue. You don't put up a building without windows. That building looked like Fort fucking Knox. That was not going to be a Haitian bakery. Sorry, Logan, that you're going to get this message, but you've been bamboozled. So
Well, yes, our elected officials and our the people that are in the administration of the nonprofits have all banded together to cheerlead for this Haitian influx without informing themselves just what they were getting into.
correct. They have no idea. They have no idea of the firestorm that's coming.
No.
No.
Well, I mean, I told Rob Rue before they ever had the flag raising on Haitian Flag Day. I told him, there was going to be, within the next 5 years, there's going to be 30,000 Haitians here. And I was a little bit off on the numbers because it only took 3 years to get 30,000 in here.
Mm-hmm.
And see, they don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
They do not want to face what they've done.
No, they don't. No, it's me Kalpa. I am not responsible.
Right.
I didn't know this was happening. Well,
Right.
then
I want to answer a question in the chat real quick.
Sure.
Kathy, what you do is you go when these live streams on Sunday nights are goes to be a recording. You won't find it on YouTube, but go to Rumble and email these videos to the people you think that would be able to do any help for us, because all the information is in these live streams. Anything that they want to know is in these live streams.
Correct.
So that's all you got to do, because I'm going to forward these live streams to JD Vance.
Absolutely. The more people, and this goes out to the larger audience, and tonight's a kind of a little one. We don't have as many people on numbers that are visible. Share this with your friends. I don't think I've said anything extremely inflammatory or derogatory or defaming anyone. We're just telling the truth. You saw it in black and white up there from the CCCHD. Patently obvious that there was collusion between the CCCHD and the city commission
A
to call us all
nonprofit.
to try to silence us by calling us all racist. There's no question. Well, you know
So I
what? You didn't silence me. You didn't silence Mark. You did silence one of us. I fully believe you killed him.
yeah.
William
So I
Monaghan. William Monaghan would still be with us had you taken care of the homeless like you were supposed to,
right.
putting him in harm's way.
Yeah.
If anybody's a martyr, it's William Monaghan.
So
Yes.
I just wanted to briefly tell a story about something I found on the municipal court website.
Oh, good. We love municipal court websites. Shoot, girl, go for it. Tell us what you know.
So there's
Sorry,
a
guys.
certain Haitian.
Technical difficulties.
That's all right.
Okay, Baron, we're glad you're back. So I was just getting ready to explain how a certain Haitian has racked up over $1,200 in court fines from the court for driving without a license. So let me explain how this person has skirted our laws. So this particular Haitian has 6 court cases. Okay. Now, the first court case he had, he said when he was pulled over, he told the police officer, "I don't have a license." He went to court. Our wonderful magistrates at the county courthouse dismissed the case. However, they did fine him. Now, he must have had several. See, when I say cases, I'm talking about stops.
Okay.
So if a Haitian was stopped for running a red light and then they find out he has no driver's license, then there's 2 charges for that case. Okay. Counts, they call them, 2 counts. So what happens is he goes into court, the magistrate dismisses the driving without a license count, but will fine them, say, $135 for the running a red light.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular Haitian has 6 cases with multiple counts, probably a dozen, at least a dozen in the 6 cases. So he realized that driving without a license is no big deal because they get dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what he did was he screwed up on the second time he was stopped because he presented a valid Florida driver's license. Then on the next 5 cases, he said, "I have no driver's license." So on every one of those other cases, that driving without a license charge was dismissed. So what he can do is he can drive all over the country with a clean Florida driver's license. And when he gets to Springfield, Ohio, and he gets pulled over, because this guy clearly does not care about traffic laws if he's had 6 cases with multiple counts. All he does is he tells the police officer, "I don't have a driver's license." So what he can do is he can keep that Florida driver's license clean,
Mm-hmm.
all the while, skirting all our traffic laws. So this particular Haitian has racked up over $1,200 in fines. Now, when they don't pay the fines, there is no recourse to make him pay.
Not
It
jail?
goes, well, that's, yes, they could, the judge or the magistrate could order him in jail, but they're not going to because they say we're already overcrowded. However, there's nothing stopping them from ordering him to spend a year and a day Now, when you go over 300, at least this is how it is in Florida. If you're ordered to spend 365 days plus one in prison, in jail, you automatically go to state prison. If you're ordered to spend 364 days, then you automatically go to the county jail.
Correct.
Okay? So there's nothing stopping our magistrates and judges from ordering these people into state prison, and then it would become the problem of our state. But as far as paying those fines, the only thing they can do, because I've already discussed this with someone from municipal court, the only recourse the municipal court has to get those payments is to send it to collections. Yeah, that's it. And also, just as a side note, I guess it was only a couple of months ago, Ohio Bill 29 deemed that you cannot have your driver's license taken away for owing fines.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't take their driver's license away. They can't force them to pay. The only thing they can do is send them to state prison, and none of our judges or magistrates will do that.
Well, see, don't forget as well that a conviction,
right,
2 misdemeanors, results in a termination of your TPS and could result in you being deported.
Right. TPS has been terminated now anyway.
They haven't set a date. The federal judge said, yeah, the district court was in error. The Christine Nome has not said it's anything other than February 6th.
But
until we hear differently, it's February 6th. Would I like to see it October 1st? Oh, hell yeah.
So, before the election, that would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
I've reached out to some news media, and hopefully we can get. I'm in a precarious situation.
You are. You have to be careful, Baron.
Yeah, because I'm running for office, and I don't want it to look like, he's running for office now. All of a sudden, he's campaigning with using that. That's just dirty pool.
Hey, send them my way. You just send them to me. I'll take care of it.
I have no problem reporting the facts.
Right.
The more educated you are about what's going on, the more you can educate others. Mm-hmm. I just reach out to. Are you guys familiar with the Biker Guru?
No.
Dean, look up the Biker Guru on YouTube and stuff. He's pretty cool. He just went on he is pissed about the recent activity with my buddy Charlie Kirk. And I posted on the Book of Faces the video where Charlie Kirk spoke out about Springfield. And I had several conversations with that man. And Diana, you remember when his people were here in town. Yep. And talked to us. And I think that he did us right, by reporting the facts. And but turning point right now, they have their hands full.
I wouldn't use them.
Yeah. And
Epic Times would be the one I would.
On a side note with that, I'm live streaming the memorial this Sunday. And so if anybody wants to join in and watch it with us, it's at 1 o'clock our time, 10 a.m. their time.
Yeah, that, I considered him my friend, and, but I agree. We need to get reporters on the ground. What's happening in Springfield, man? This is not done. It's not over. And there's been what changes have been made? We have field trips now. Are we better off with field trips than we were with city buses?
Far from it.
It's not sounding like that, man. I'm actually going to take a field trip ride this week and film it.
I would go to the there at the library and see who the drivers are. Because I had a conversation with good old Mr. Villa and had a talk regarding who they hired because they didn't hire anybody from Springfield, from my
Well,
understanding.
Springfield. Anybody at the city, they go, "Oh, that's a subcontractor. We'll have
Correct.
to get back with you on that."
Correct.
That's their out now.
Correct.
You know.
Well, and that's the point I'm making is they sub this out to another company, and the sub company is under no obligation to hire a Springfield resident to drive Springfield residents around their own city. And I
Yeah,
said,
I get it.
He said, "Do
But
you have any?" I said to Jason, "Do you have any Haitian drivers?" And he said, "No." And I laughed in his face because we know there are.
I mean, that can be disproved with a phone call and a video. I mean, don't they realize that?
Mm-mm.
That's crazy. Well, it's business as usual,
Here in
and
Springfield, Ohio. Yeah.
yeah,
So
and
I always look at somebody said to me, no, I think it was about a couple weeks ago, well, you're not being very progressive. I'm like, well, let me tell you what progressive got us. The progressive mindset resulted in the following things. Let's be progressive. Let's build them all. Okay, because every fucking other little community's doing it. Well, what did that do? Killed downtown. Oh, well, here's another idea. Let's be progressive. Let's be like everybody else. And let's develop Bechtel Avenue so it looks like the green. Oh, well, that's not going to fucking work because you had no plan. What happened then? You killed them all. Congratulations. Here's another nice progressive talking point. Hey, let's build new houses. Meanwhile, all they did was kill the center city. You killed every housing development, every house south of Pleasant Street. You left everybody here in Springfield, the footprint of the original Springfield, basically to die. That's what you did.
talk to any business owner in the downtown and see how well they're doing right now.
They're not. Wine is just moving out.
Lots of them are moving.
Well, the rents are, number one, the rents are too high. And La Fiesta is struggling. And I love their food, and I love the people that are running the restaurant. They're absolutely gorgeous people. But I don't know what the rent is, but my God, it's got to god awful. That's why they're struggling.
Well, and they bring Dora, and they throw some concerts downtown and some blues festivals, and they all want to pump up about that. That's all great. I'm all for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, where are we at with the parking garage downtown?
Well,
are they charging?
No, they're not. Mm-mm. Who's
Wonder
splitting the bill
why.
for that?
I don't know. There's a firehouse getting ready to come up for sale.
So, which one?
The one over by
West Pleasant.
no, the one down. You go High Street. I can't remember the name of the street you turn on, and head towards Sherman Avenue.
Oh.
Lowry, maybe. No, that one already sold. No, it's Commerce Drive.
Oh, that's out towards Victory Bowling Lanes,
Yep.
and that's out towards Woburn Mustard. Yeah,
that one's
going to be moving. That's one's going to be moving over to the just off Snyder Park,
where the hotel was.
Correct. That was supposed to be for the homeless.
Yeah, they paid $1.7 million for it.
More money just thrown at, here everybody's going to get
the Wawa deal. It's my understanding, I don't have it in writing yet, but the Wawa deal is nixed. They're not doing it. So I'm keeping a real close eye on when. It's not if, it's when they tear the executive down. And we'll see what they do with that property. They paid $2.2 million for that.
Hey, anyway. Baron, well, hang on a second. Hey, Baron Ford, kiss my donkey.
Who?
Oh, there's a troll in the chat
You're
room.
you're, you're a troll. You a piece of crap. Kiss my donkey.
It says you white invaders have been
Oh,
doing this ever since y'all come from Europe and wiped out the native Indians. You know
Let me.
why?
You know
Because
what?
we are a massive military force and they just can't handle it.
Well,
Sorry. We
here's
we
a point I'll
we
make to Baron.
conquered this country.
Hey, Baron, there are
yeah.
no there are no native Indians. I hate to tell you, there are no native Indians. There are no indigenous people that occupied America, this continent. They were all immigrants just like us. They immigrated from South America and they immigrated across the land bridge of the Bering Strait. So kiss my donkey. And by the
Well,
way, the indigenous people, they don't call them that. And you know what? How do I know? Because my mother married one. They call themselves First People. They were the first people here. They don't call themselves Native Americans. Trust me. It's First People.
Well, I mean, the people that came over did like, the world's done. You come in, you conquer a land, you take it over. Uh, you know,
Mhm.
uh, I don't know. I'm on both sides of the fence there. If you're a native Indian and you want to raise hell with me about, I'm going to take it.
Well,
You
here's
know what I
the
mean?
point. The point, Baron, is this: they are called First People. They call themselves First People because they were the first people here. They don't call themselves Native at all. They
and
call
they
themselves
fought
First
amongst each
People.
other all the time too.
Well, they
It's
were
not
also
like
slave owners. They were slave owners just like everybody else. The
but
reason,
I mean they were
yeah,
brutal to each other
right.
and
Well, and
so
we're not going to get into that, but the point I'm going to make to
Yeah.
Baron Ford is this: they're not Native Americans. They're First People. They crossed the land bridge to an unoccupied landmass called North America. They were
Well,
the first people here, not Native Americans.
I
Not.
haven't even been elected to office,
Mhm.
but once I do, I promise you, November 5th or 6th, I'm probably going to shut my Facebook off, man. I'm getting this much hate coming at me just because I'm running.
Mhm.
And
it just
there's
means you're
people
doing
that
something right, Baron. It just means you're doing something right.
Exactly.
that's
Well,
what
you know,
everybody keeps telling me. They're raising hell with you because you're going to make a difference.
I
And
thrive
man,
on it.
I hope
I
so.
thrive on all that negative shit.
Yeah, that's my only. It's wearing me down, man. I can tell you, this week was a terrible week, and I mean, it's blatantly obvious what some people in this city are doing uh, to keep me out of office. I mean, making up lies.
mhm,
That amazes me, man. I got enough dumb shit from my past that you wouldn't even have to make up lies.
mhm, mhm.
uh, but
Well,
they're not even doing 10 minutes of research.
the point, Baron, is this: is it's the same people doing what they've been doing to me, and to Beth and to Jimmy, over the last several months, and it all comes from the same group.
Oh, no question.
And I'll tell everybody out there, and I'll tell you, they've been reported to the sheriff. So if any trolls are out there from the CCHW, you've been reported to the sheriff's office
Yeah.
for hate speech, terroristic threats, and
But
you have
what are
been
they?
reported to the FBI. So
What?
have fun when that knock comes on your door.
Well, I mean, a certain person with that group. Uh, I think she's with that group. Uh, I don't even know this lady, and she texted on one of my posts, or one that somebody shared. Uh, she put on there, he's a racist POS,
Mhm,
and I'm like, lady, I don't even know you,
mhm,
And so I get on there and go, show me where, how,
mhm,
and then they go away. You
mhm.
know.
Let me give you a name because I can give names because I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
There's an Amber Benson who is going around actively reporting any white person that she thinks is not treating the Haitians exactly the way she thinks they should be treated.
Mhm.
And if you just see the interaction with some of the shit that I seen personally, she's completely lying about this stuff when she's trying to get people fired from their jobs. And that's her thing right now. So her name's Amber Benson. In case you're watching, I know who you are.
I haven't heard that name yet. Uh, uh, no, there's a couple names, and I'm gonna not I'm not
Well,
gonna say their
you're in a
names.
different situation. I'm not.
Yeah, but I lay the challenge down for anybody. Uh, prove it. If you call me something, prove it.
Mhm.
And
They
you
can't.
can't,
They
because
can't.
I know, I know that I'm not.
Well, and you
And
know what? That's their opinion. Opinions are
Mhm.
like assholes. Everyone has one. So
Yeah,
no one gives a fuck about their opinion.
well, they,
At least I don't.
Well, they have the
you're
real
right.
talent of talking out their ass.
Here's my hope, guys. I hope that I can motivate by me running, that I can motivate enough people, A, to get out and vote,
Mhm.
and B, to take the time to write my name in and
Mhm.
only vote for me. I
Right.
mean, a lot of people don't understand. I didn't even understand. I thought, well,
And,
what's the problem? As long as I get to vote. That's not how it's set up.
and if they're
It
not
only,
registered, if they're not
um,
registered, they need to register. And then
absolutely.
I got
anybody
two.
who
I got two registered this week.
What was that,
anybody
James?
Oh,
needs a
good for you.
ride, anybody needs a ride on voting day, email me and I'll pick you up and we'll go.
James,
Yeah.
what was that name again? Amber what?
Amber Benson.
Benson.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Thank
she's
you.
going around trying to get people fired because they're saying they're not being nice enough to the Haitians.
Here in Springfield?
Yes.
Where does she work?
I don't know.
Well, people, I'm telling you, in the last week, uh, people, they don't realize the tinderbox that Springfield is right now, and all these people throwing matches. It's just a matter of time before one of them lights, and it's all bad. And I do not want to see that. I don't want to see anybody hurt. Uh, yeah, violence is not the answer. That I think they want us to do that
They do.
so they can say how crazy we are.
Yeah. Yeah. See what we told you guys? This is what we got to deal with. That's what they're looking for. Because when they say they're scared of the hate towards them, which I have not seen the first bit of proof of that, they're just looking for something to actually be able to document.
Oh
So
yeah,
Amber S. Benson, age 40, Springfield, Ohio.
I
At
don't
I
dox her
know
on no.
I'm not. CFD Research Corporation. Unite.
No, no, I don't.
Oh,
No, we can't do it on this live stream. You'll get me banned from YouTube.
yeah. No, it just says public health,
Okay.
which there you go. Public health. There, that says it all.
I'm gonna have to have. Uh,
That says it all.
I'm gonna have you run my name sometime, man. I'm curious what's out there. I Everybody associates me with the homeless, and a lot of people don't know how many weddings and funerals and things like that I performed in this town. You know, uh, so
I
I
mean,
got
you can play at that game.
two complete
So
what game?
trying to get people fired from their job.
Oh,
See, that's the difference between leftists and conservatives. We don't give a fuck what you do or where you work or what you think. But when you start,
unless you work with children.
well, okay, all right, then I'll qualify it by that. But
Yeah.
Very true.
they make it their mission in life to try and destroy us. So like that's what I mean. Two can play at that game if that's what they want to do.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I said something to a buddy the other day. We were just talking about all the stuff, and he called me and had a genuine concern. And I said, What are you talking about? I won't even say his name. He said, Dude, I worry about you, man. You getting out front like that. Look what happened to that dude, And I said, Well, if that happens, man, especially my kids and grandkids know that I was trying to make a difference, a positive difference, you know, and I don't know. If I lose the election, I'll shave my beard off and go into hiding, I guess. Probably not. But here we are. Yeah,
Uh,
fast
hopefully,
approaching
hope,
October.
hopefully you won't lose. I mean,
Yeah, I hope so too. I really do. I wouldn't have run if I didn't think I had a chance. But people got to get out and they got to vote and they got to take the time to give a flying crap and write me in, man. I got some troopers on my side, no question, but I would like for it to be such a landslide that just the voter turnout and the number of people that vote for me is going to send a message. I don't want to win by 2 votes. I mean, a win's a win, but I'm more about sending a message, man. Hey, let's fix what's broke. Let's
and,
quit spinning and waiting 2 weeks in a meeting and not giving answers and
Here we go.
and also people, if you don't vote, don't bitch
Mm-hmm.
because it's your fault if you don't vote.
Mm-hmm.
oh no, you don't have, but then again, I don't know. I
Well, Baron, it's like this. Your country club crowd is running scared right now, and the Richmond north of McCray, which I always like to harp on, which is totally true. Um, have
do you think they're afraid?
I do, I do.
Because I get a sense that we're not even putting a ding in the good old boy network.
I think they're too arrogant to be afraid.
I think so. I think
I'll give you
that
that.
it goes back to the cops that call me boy. Hey
Mm-hmm.
boy, and I've been that guy for years ago. Well, I don't know where you're from, but or how big the men are where you're from, but I promise you I qualify as one here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But my saying that whole once I started finding out about my rights and reasonable articulable suspicion and all that stuff, man, I not the small town cops because they don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was in Houston and things like that, and I stood up for my rights, they just went to another target. I guess there's more to pick from there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but here, I mean, I don't know, and I want to get, I want to change that. Now some of that good old boy stuff is cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got a problem with your kid. I remember when one of my daughters was younger, I had to explain to her about things that she was involved in that could land her in jail. And this kid had never seen the inside of a jail, so I called the sheriff and said, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like for you to show her." The sheriff did.
Mm-hmm.
It worked. It worked.
Scared straight.
Yeah, remember the Scared Straight program? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that, so those things are good. You
Mm-hmm.
know, oh, I'm sorry. I've been up since 3:30 this morning. Uh, I, I really, 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 really believe that communication is the key.
Mm-hmm.
we have to learn to sit down and talk with each other and put these differences that we have that are a lot of them are unfounded.
But
Problem is,
Baron,
Baron, they don't want to talk.
they
They
do not
want to have
want
the
to
conversation.
communicate because they know that we have the truth on our side and they cannot stand to be proven wrong.
Yeah, I mean that's that. There's some
They,
truth to
you know
that.
what, Baron? They were given every opportunity. Hell, 2023 was an excellent opportunity to have
Oh,
a roundtable discussion, but they chose not to. They chose not to because they knew that sooner or later we were going to find out the truth, which we have. We've
do
tracked down.
you think the reason they didn't want to have those sit downs and expose that information and stuff is because they had a plan all along? Because I don't think they got a plan.
Well, they don't. They don't have a plan
I think they're
per se.
winging it.
They are winging it because somebody else is pulling the strings, and those are the
Mm.
people that we know who that is.
They had a plan
That
at the
was that
federal
was
level,
that was the
people, but
cabal
not at a
with
local level.
with Carl Ruby and and Copeland and Bowden Miller and Mike McDermott, all those guys. This is our plan. This is our plan. They did have a plan. We're going to recruit immigrants, and this is going to be great. And the current city commission has no fucking idea what to do. None. Because they weren't part. They weren't part of the plan. They just inherited this shit, and now they're flailing. We gave them an opportunity in 2023 to have a sit down where we could have a discussion as to how do we mitigate the complete
Right.
to mitigate the complete and utter chaos that was
And they
created.
answered that.
Mhm.
They answered that with raising the Haitian flag above City Hall.
Exactly. There you go.
Dude,
And that
I'm
was
telling
that was
you,
part of Copeland's deal.
Now,
Don't
did
forget
they
who
only
was
do
mayor.
that once? Did they only do that once?
They did only do that once, and they were told not to do it. They were
Yeah.
told specifically that's a bad idea.
and
They just
how come
failed.
nobody? I wish I would have known about it. I'd have went to jail
Mhm.
because I
I
would
was
have
there.
taken it down,
I was there. They
and
not only
nobody
had,
protested it.
I did. I went down there and oh, I was telling everyone, how are you going to absorb? And this was when there was only 7,000 Haitians in Springfield. I said, how are you going to absorb? How is Springfield going to absorb 7,000 Haitians? I asked Brian Heck. I asked
Warren,
Warren Copeland. I asked Chris Cook. Believe me, I talked and everybody that is a pro Haitian leftist like Casey Rollins and the rest of them were all down there that morning. So not only did they raise the Haitian flag and have a Haitian sing the Haitian national anthem, which glorifies the Haitian who massacred every white person on the island, they also used city hall chambers, commission chambers, for they had finger foods and hors d'oeuvres, and yeah, they laid a spread out for them. Then that same weekend, they let them use Veterans Park for their concert, for their DJ concert.
They
So it
opened
wasn't, it
they
wasn't just
opened the
the
gate.
flag.
They
Huh?
opened the gate. They
so
opened the gates.
is there any video of that flag going up and them singing the Haitian national anthem on City Plaza?
I had it. I don't know if I still have it or not, but I may.
Well, that would
I
be
I'm
that would be
I'm
nice to
if you
share.
have that, I'm going to work it into my campaign
Okay, I'll look for it.
because that
I know
I'd like
I've
to have a
got the
copy.
photographs.
I'd like to have a
I have
copy of that.
photographs. I definitely took pictures.
that makes my skin crawl.
You
Well,
gave the city what they did with that performance was they sent a clear and
Oh,
undeniable message
welcome. Come
that
on in.
Springfield is giving it over to the Haitians. Make no mistake.
right.
That's why I got told, what's my Haitian discount? Well, what the hell? I don't think so. Why would you ask me that question unless you were told that you deserved it, or you were told that you were going to deserve it? We're here to save Springfield. No, you're not,
From
Scat.
what?
Because we need more people. We want to be progressive. Remember?
Yeah, I see all that business about, the local auto manufacturing.
Hmm.
I watched a thing where DeWine's talking about they're going to suffer, and that no, they're not. No, they're not. They're just going to have to hire local,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Pay him a living wage. Not
well,
this.
and that yeah, and they don't like that.
Mm-mm.
McGregor doesn't like that people know their rights.
Hmm.
He wants to hire these people that have no idea what a working wage is. They have no idea what a workman's comp claim is when they get hurt at work. They're happy to keep their mouth shut to keep the milk and honey coming. And I'm not down with that, man. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think that I used to say all the Haitians. I think that some of the Haitians are being taken advantage of.
They are. I
The
can tell you that
whole
straight up.
yeah, the deal with the the temp agency and that fella and
Uh, yeah, George 10.
yeah,
We
he
won't get
said
into
it.
it.
Oh, I
Uh,
did a whole deal on him.
So
well, my point in that is they you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this stuff out.
correct.
And it's wrong, and nobody, no, I don't want to say nobody because I'm in a room right now or a podcast with three people that I know are blowing the whistle loud, but how much information can you get out 3 minutes at a time?
You
You
can't.
And,
can't.
You can't.
that to me that's crazy. They need,
They
I
do
don't know.
not want to hear from us. They want us to be submissive. They want us to do what we're told. You are elected officials. And that when you say to me, 3 minutes is up, and oh, by the way, YouTube, any communication with the city, this is all you get. This is all you get because then I can control the narrative. Well, guess what? We have this platform right here. And
Yeah, they're not
we're
There
controlling
you
the
blasting.
go,
narrative
Karen.
here.
We are blasting you, Rob Real. Hello. Hello, Brian Heck. Hello. And oh,
There
by
you
the
go,
way,
Baron.
Hey,
What
would you email me that too?
Ba-
I don't. Well, I don't see what she's doing here.
This is what she's showing the
You
flag.
can you see the spring
yeah,
No,
flag day?
I just see a black screen above us, little, and then oh,
but
there
no,
we go.
Okay,
there it is.
you're
There,
delayed.
there they
You're
go.
delayed then.
Yeah,
You got one with the flag up on the pole.
Oh, there's Miss Copeland. Isn't that Miss Copeland, Diana?
Yeah, that's
Can you
yeah,
see her?
yeah. I'm not gonna say anything bad about her. I'm not. Clara, no, I love her to death. Sorry. There's your flag going up
Well,
right there.
there's
there
them
we go.
raising the flag.
And
And
that
here's
flew
the
above
lady.
the American flag at our city
Yeah.
hall.
Yes.
Really? There's
I don't know
actually
if it was
something.
above. I don't know
Yeah,
if it
because
was
that
above.
would be
I
against the
believe
law.
they took, if I'm not mistaken, the Haitian flag was the only flag
So
flying.
they flew it solo.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
They flew it
Yes,
solo above.
from what I
Wow,
remember.
Can
that's
you email me?
treasonous.
Can you email me that?
Here's Brian Heck at the mic. See him?
Yep.
Oh, and
Yep.
I want to thank members of our Facebook group for sending this.
Mm-hmm.
They sent it right now. So, and let's see here. I have a delay too,
Right.
and that was everybody getting their picture taken.
Now you'll notice that the key
And I believe the girl.
The key Haitians there are still here. That would be Viles and Jacob Payen and a couple others. That dude right there.
Now, notice Charlie Patterson. You see Charlie Patterson?
Yep.
Do you see Charlie Patterson right
Yep.
here? Oh yeah,
Yep.
he was there. There's Brian. Oh, and there's Allison.
She wasn't chief then, though.
Oh yeah, they were all there.
Was she?
I think she was. Well, I think so. Maybe not. I could be wrong. I don't know. And look at Brian. Oh, he's so happy. And Charlie's happy too. And I believe this is the one that sang the Haitian national anthem. I believe. I could be wrong about that.
Your national anthem glorifies murder. Your national anthem
right.
glorifies
Massacre.
murder.
Somebody in chat
Racist.
said that we've been conquered by the Haitians.
Well, that's what the city would like us to believe, and that's what they think they've done. Oh, sleeping giants when they wake up are not happy campers.
Put the word out. I need a picture, not an AI generated one. I need an actual picture of that flag flying above our city hall, and only that flag, or flying above the
somebody
American flag.
Somebody out there has got it, I'm sure. It's there's probably been posted somewhere other than the Springfield News Sun. So a collective audience out there, we need that picture.
I'll look in my phone.
I got a
so
I have a Patriot friend on Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Patriot friend on Rumble that has several thousand followers, and he's sympathetic to our issue here. As a matter of fact, when I interviewed Barron, he simulcasted our interview on his Rumble channel, and I can't remember how many did I tell you seen that, Barron? It was a lot.
It was like 9,000.
Yeah, that was in the beginning. That's like was the first week. It's like 3 times that now. So I can, if I have this, he would be more than happy to put it on his podcast.
Right. I don't. But here's the thing, man. It's slippery slope, because somebody will make me look foolish if they AI one, and I need actual eyewitness that's seen that flag raised above City Hall. And I promise you, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly, because I'm going to raise.
I'll look in my photo files. I may have it. I just want to point out that Mr. Charlie Patterson right here,
mm-hmm.
he was our health director for many, 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 many years, retired from the health department, and then ran as a Republican for county commission. He is now our county commissioner,
mm-hmm.
and he was for the Haitians. He was for the Hispanics. He had a very tight relationship with Dole and First Diversity.
So he's a rhino. He's a rhino.
Oh, well, I don't even believe in rhinos. I believe they're Democrats in disguise.
Well, that's what a rhino is. It's just a Republican.
Well,
name
yeah,
only.
Right.
They know they're in a red area, so they say, "Hey, I'll just call myself a Republican."
Right.
Well, that picture kind of
action speaks louder than words.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's gonna get roasted for being there.
Here's the CMS Caribbean Market. Look at that big. They've been here since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
CMS Caribbean Market. That's the place that was holding the illegal liquor joint.
So was this in 2020? Was this in 2023?
This was May 18th, 2023.
2 years ago.
May
18th. Somebody was asking.
May 18th, 2023. Yeah, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that date. long as I live.
That's hmm, people being misled, man.
With you guys' permission, I do. Uh, I with your guys' permission, can I fulfill my Rumble obligation again?
Yep. Go right
Oh
ahead.
yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
I have no idea what that means, but
Well, just
I
Uh,
listen.
trust.
yeah, it is. Rumble requires me because I'm part of the Rumble program,
Oh,
partnership program, to promote their partnership with certain companies.
right.
So they give us ads to promote. So anyway, this one here is for football fanatics. So if you're ready for some primetime football action, tune into the Westwood One for All gridiron glory you crave. From
Oh,
jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays, don't miss a moment of the excitement. Catch every snap, every tackle, every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to the NFL on the NFL app and on the Westwood One Sports app. On Westwood One station streams or asking Alexa to open up Westwood Sports One Sports if the NFL is on Westwood One. So just take a picture of the QR code and get your football on. Thanks, guys.
yep. You're welcome.
We got to work on you, man. We got to get that whole Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. You
Well,
got
yeah,
to
I can do that.
you got to do commercials, man.
I could probably do that Sunday thing. I'm still trying to do one. I don't know if you guys know who this is, but it's amazing.
Right? You remember the ads though? Back, TV
Yeah,
Tommy Iva.
Sunday,
I mean,
Sunday,
I'm old.
Sunday. Also the
Right.
monster truck. Friday night and Saturday night. Come and see the monster truck.
I used to do those voiceovers, and
Yeah,
the
I don't have.
whole. We're gonna sell you the whole seat, but you're only gonna need the edge.
Yeah, I don't have a very good
Oh
voice for advertising. So
So,
man.
Well,
so
they
just so everybody knows what's coming down the pike as far as Springfield is concerned, um, there is a big rally planned for October 18th, um, downtown Springfield. So I need somebody. Yeah,
also,
well, I need
no,
somebody.
no, no. Go ahead.
Hang on. I need somebody to kind of do a little infiltrating for the Indivisible Springfield that happens to be connected with the Champion City Hate Watch. Let's see what they're planning for downtown, which is another No More Kings
Is
rally.
is Carl
So,
Ruby involved with this?
so probably Indivisible
Okay.
Springfield. I'll just read their mission statement. Is dedicated to resisting the Trump agenda by engaging in grassroots activism.
The Trump agenda.
Yeah.
Trump
So
agenda.
so yeah, we don't forget any little trolls from Indivisible Springfield. Kiss my donkey
Yeah.
because we like
Don't
to,
hate because he's the greatest president in the history
there
of
you go.
America.
So
Just don't
so
hate.
just don't hate. Um. Anyway, so that's one of them, and there's another one to its birthday. Blah 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 blah.
There is a national protest that will be happening September 17th from the left. They are claiming they are going to shut down the American economy for one day. They are all going to not.
I'm
They
going
are all
shopping.
right because what they don't realize is the left don't buy anything. The economy is ran by the right, proof by things like, let's say Bud Light.
Hmm.
So,
Yes.
so just be aware we may have some protesting on September 17th here.
I mean, what are they protesting? All the free shit we're giving?
I really,
Never
it
mind.
is so funny. It is hilarious, but it is something that's going across the X sphere where they're promoting this, trying to get
Sorry.
national coverage over it. But they're claiming they're not going to go to work. They're not going to do any shopping at any grocery stores. Not visit any restaurants. Not visit any gas stations. and they're going to prove that they can shut the economy down so Trump cannot.
I don't think staying in your basement all day is going to prove anything, or your mom's basement.
Yes, just staying in your basement and diddling yourself is not going to do well. Maybe you'll feel better.
Well, and I don't know how much would actually happen here because it don't seem like we get a lot of large protesting here. Because that No Kings protesting was pathetic.
I disagree. Just because we have Indivisible here in Springfield, two groups. You also have G62 here in town. You have the Champion City Hate Watch, which should be called the Champion City Haters.
Well, how large do you think the protest will be here?
Well, it won't be big, but it's just definitely going to be something that happens. And
well, I'd like to counter protest.
Here's the point.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Springfielders.
Oh, never.
It's going to be a bunch of little bullshit assholes from Columbus coming over here and meddling in our business. So here's a little word for you, y'all. I won't use the cuss jar today. Stay in Columbus.
Too late. Both done left the dock.
And by the way, you yellow springers with your underarm long hair, remember if you come to Springfield, before you come, you should probably floss to get the little hairs out from between your teeth. And please use some mouthwash because you know what? I don't like smelling tuna.
And with that, I'm out. Guys, I got to go. I got a million things I got to get done yet.
Okay. Hey, you promised me you were going to come see me last week, and you didn't.
You're on the list for tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Whatever. I
have.
Well,
say it again.
Kathy is asking. Kathy is asking if there's if that's the only video of that Flag Day, or I don't know if it was even a video. It was pictures.
There's something out there. We just have to make sure, like Baron said, that it's not AI generated. Just the fact that it happened anyway, regardless of where the position of the flag was, does not matter. It does matter in semantics, but the fact of the matter is, at that point in time, the city administration made it clear that the Haitians were a priority.
We're joining together.
That's right.
I'm pinching your head. No.
Exactly. Kids in the hall.
All right. Diana, I will see you tomorrow around noonish.
I'll be there. I got nowhere else to go.
I'm bringing signs.
With my property taxes going up, I'm going to have to continue to work. That's no doubt about that.
Oh, don't even get me started about the letter I got.
I got mine too. Yesterday.
Dude.
So that's probably going to be a topic for discussion as well because we're being fucked over in.
I don't understand why every homeowner in Springfield is not I don't want to say rioting, not making their voice known at that city commission. Well, I know I'm going to be speaking on it.
It has to go. You have to go to county. It's a county decision.
Right.
It's a county decision, and that's a county.
My letter came from
Hillary. County auditor.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, it's
got
county.
Mine right here.
It's from Hillary. It's from county, and she's going to tell you that it was a state decision, and I'm going to tell you that's bullshit.
Okay. Override it, county auditor.
A state. What the hell's the state got to do with?
Well, so that's the taxes are set by the state. That's what she's going to say. Here the question is. The question is always this: 32% increase in property valuation. Was that
later on
across the entire state of Ohio or just Clark County? So the question remains, if any of you are out here living in another county, what was your tax valuation? How much did it go up? Typically, it's 2.7. Typically, it can be as high as 3.2. But a 32% increase year over year in any calendar year is unbelievable. And I can tell you why it happened.
Oh, they want us out.
Well, they not only want us out, but they have to make up the difference. They have to make
Well,
up.
I'm going to get my time downtown, and I'm going to go in front of her, and I'm going to go, well, if you feel that's what it's worth, since you are writing that, you write the check. It's for sale.
Yeah, you come buy it.
Yeah, you come buy it
For
because
that price, because you know as well as I do that the evaluations for houses that they gave us, there is no way this house that I live in is worth more than $80,000. I can tell you that right now.
it might be if there's an influx of Haitians and government money in here buying up rentals.
Or you put in a bunch of houses that are 300,000 and that drives everybody's price up.
That haven't sold.
Or you give tax breaks to businesses on their property taxes.
I tell you what, guys, I bought this house 8 years ago, and the property tax value is set at 5 times higher than what I paid for the house.
Oh, I paid for mine twice over already with taxes.
But you
I
know what
gotta
I'm
go,
saying?
guys. I'll see you. Peace.
All right, Baron. See ya.
See
All
you,
right,
Baron.
bye.
Bye, Baron.
I'm not
Good
far
to
behind,
see
Baron.
you.
This has been pretty long for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go too. I've got to get up early. So anyway, thank you everybody that watched, and thank you, James and
2.5 hours
Diana.
is pretty decent. All right, ladies. I guess I'll finish it off here. Always is you want something to say?
No,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just
All
I'm
right.
just giving everybody a
So-
peace out, baby.
For the
Adios.
YouTube community, this is for entertainment value only. And I'm not going to explain to everybody why I'm doing that, but you ladies know. So remember, I am going to be Wednesday night at 8:30 with Rob, and we're going to talk about today's news of whatever's happening. And I am live streaming Charlie
Sunday?
Kirk's. Yes, Sunday at 1. We'll be live streaming Charlie Kirk's memorial, and then Sunday night we'll be back here and fucking shit up for the people that's trying to mess Springfield up. So
exposing those who are.
All right, everybody have a good evening.
right.
Yep.
So remember,
Bye-bye.
this is empty
Everybody be
pockets.
safe driving on the streets of Springfield.
Yeah, no kidding. But this is Empty
Bye-bye.
Pockets podcast on Rumble, Empty Pockets Garage on YouTube. As always, I appreciate y'all coming in. If y'all would like to be part of the show, not necessarily maybe of this one on Sundays or any of my other live streams, my email is in my description of my YouTube channel and Rumble. Email me and we will hook up, and you're invited anytime to come on screen with me and have a conversation, because that's what I like to do. I don't have interviews, I have conversations. So till next time, this is James. That's Diana.
Yep.
We're out of here.
All right, we're out of here.